Good morning, dear students. Today is our ninth lecture that is about insect digestive system. Our today's learning objectives are to discuss the feeding habits of insects and then alimentary canal of a typical insect. Actually, alimentary canal is digestive system of the insect. So, based on the food the different insect consume, there are four major categories of food, and they are classified according to their food habits. As we know that insects are the diverse form on the earth that eats different kinds of food, which includes plant spots, cells, dead organisms, and then animals, meat, blood, etc. So basically, they are divided into four categories. One is the plant feeders, which feed on the plants. So the other fungus feeder is fungivores, the scavengers. They usually feed on the dead organisms, and they are also called as the janitorial staff of the nature on the earth because uh, they used to clean or they used to consume different dead organisms on the earth. Then the animal feeders, they are carnivores, and the classes are classified as parasitic or parasitoids in nature. So these are the four categories based on their food consumption: plant feeders, fungus feeder, scavengers, and then animals. So the plant feeders, phytophagous, they are further divided into different categories. Some of the insect feed some specialized food, single food, then some multiple food, two or three types of food. So the phytophagous are plant feeders and also known as herbivores, and may be the monophagous, which feed on a single host. An example of monophagous is yellow stem borer of rice. Then oligophagous, they feed on a few plant hosts, and the example is spotted bollworm, which feed on the okra and cotton crop. Then polyphagus are those types of insect which feed on multiple types of the plants. For example, army worm and American bollworm. So then we have carnivores. Carnivores are also known as entomophagous insects, and because they feed on the animals or the products of animals, and they may be predator, parasitic in nature, or parasites. And there are some other insects which are known as omnivores. And omnivores are those insects which feed everything they found on the earth. For example, we have cockroach. Cockroaches are those insects which feed on the all kind of food. So then, saprophagus, this group of the insect feeds on dead material of plants and animals, and based on that, they are divided into two subcategories that are saprophytid and saprozootid. Saprophytid are those insects which feed on the plant material, for example, termites and some beetles. Saprozoic feed on dead or organic material of animals like blowfly, dung roller, or green butterfly. So, uh, This was all about the feeding habits of different insects. Generally, insect digestive system is also known as alimentary canal, and this alimentary canal is divided into uh, three three regions or three parts: foregut, midgut, and hindgut. Here we have a complete alimentary canal that is starting from the mouth and ending at the anal part of the insect. This collectively called as digestive system or alimentary canal of an insect. So, salivary glands are present at the interior part of alimentary canal, just below the mouth opening, and they are grape-like clusters of circular acini, and most of the enzymes for the digestion of food, lubrication of food, and sometimes they have some other purpose like in mosquito, and they have some anesthetic enzyme, and they have some uh, anticoagulant and histaminic enzyme. So salivary glands are the basic structure and the vital part in the digestive system, which produce different enzyme for different purposes during the digestion and secretion of food. So the digestive system is actually a tube present in body cavity or hemocyte that opens at the mouth and empties at the tail end of the insect. The alimentary canal, as we know, that is divided into three major parts that are foregut, midgut, and hindgut. That foregut is also known as stomodium. That the function of stomodium foregut is to break down of food particles and carry it to next region. And it is composed of oral cavity, pharynx, that is also known as throat, then esophagus, then crop. Crop size and crop structure and the functions varies in different insects. So there will be different sizes and functions of crops in grasshopper and different in honeybees. So it depends upon the food habits of the insect. Then lizards, known as Proventriculus, at the junction of foregut and midgut, there are cardiac or stomodial valves that regulate one-way passage of the food. Then in some insects, such as the honeybee, the foregut act as a crop to carry or hold liquid which can be regulated later on. The second part is midgut, also known as mesentron or ventriculus or stomach of the insect. So major region for digestion and absorption and pass undigested food to the next region. So we can say that actually digestion and much of the absorption of the food takes place in midgut region or mesentron or stomach. So at the anterior end arises sacs called as gastric caecae, and the anterior lobes for secretions and posterior lobes for the food reservation act as food reservoir. These gastric caecae have two functions. Their anterior lobes are used for the secretions that may be used for the digestion of the food, and their posterior ends or posterior lobes are used for the food reservation or to reserve the food. So it increases the surface area for the nutrients absorption, and at the junction of midgut and hindgut, the insect has pyloric or proctoral wall, just like cardiac walls. Here, the insect have pyloric walls. The function of pyloric walls is to regulate one-way passage of the food from midgut to hindgut, just like cardiac wall in foregut, where the food regulated from the foregut to midgut, and similarly here that is regulated in midgut to hindgut. Then midgut on its inner side contain a peritrophic membrane for the protection of wall. That is a specialized membrane present only in midgut that is actually used for the production of alimentary canal walls. Then the third and the last region of the digestive system is hindgut, that is also called as proctodium. And proctodium is composed of ileum, colon, rectum, and the function of hindgut is mostly to reabsorb and act as excretory region of the alimentary canal. So the malfusion tubules are also present, and they are long, thin structure in irregular threads-like structure, and same like gastroscaly, the malfusion tubules are also different in size, different in structure, different in shape, and depends upon the food habits and different species of the insect. So there will be different numbers and sizes of partition tubules in grasshopper, and that will be different in aphids. It depends upon the food habits of an insect. So the range in number may be few to hundreds. For example, in aphids, Homoptera, malpighian tubules are mostly lacking, and these malpighian tubules are actually used for osmoregulations and excretory purposes. So at the end of hindgut, the alimentary canal is used for as excretory system, and along with the fat bodies, these malfusion tubules are also called as excretory organs or excretory system. The fat bodies are yellow or white masses surrounded on the gut wall, and storage of food is the main function of these fat bodies. So actually these fat bodies are stored food for insect, and they can consume for during different times. They also carry out the excretory material. So that was all about today's lecture. Thank you.